Hello everyone, my name is Hossein, but you can call me Dark Cat. We are back with the episode 2 of our broadcast videos. In this video, we're gonna go and put Conan Exile and Soulmask head to head, and we're gonna see which one gonna win on this rating video, and we're gonna compare the both game together, the PvP wise, PvE wise, PvP like fighting system, building system, and all together, and we're gonna get to a conclusion which game is better to play. So let's jump into it really quickly. For the start, we're gonna start about explaining the PvP in both game. First, we're gonna start with the Conan Exile, and we're gonna compare the PvP in Conan and to the Soulmask. So we can see that in Conan Exile, the PvP system is more related into weapons and like which type of meta is existing right now, because some of the weapons is kind of useless in the game and you can't really use them if you want to, even because it's not really gonna work in PvP, because everyone gonna spam great axe, everyone gonna spam claws, everyone gonna spam katana, everyone gonna spam bow. So this is pretty much every weapon that I've seen the past few months in Conan Exile that makes the kind of PvP pretty boring. So you can see if you join any PvP system, all you can see is this in the fights. This is the great axe. All you're gonna see is the right click, rolling spam, and that's pretty it. And for the claw system, all you're gonna see is this. You're gonna count for 2 sprint attack. 1, 2 sprint attack. 1, 2 sprint attack. All you're gonna see katana glitch. 1, 2 right click, katana glitch. 1, 2 katana glitch. 1, 2 katana glitch. That's all you can see. That's pretty much, to me, become pretty boring, because the meta and the PvP is not kind of really mechanical, or the creativity is gone from Conan, so you can't really be creative with the PvP. Everyone playing the same thing over and over and over again. So this was just, I explained the whole PvP in Conan Exile in 1 minute. So if I want to now, I'll tap on Soulmask and we're gonna compare these two games together. In the Soulmask, there is many varieties to compare to Conan. So first of all, there is many different type of weapon in this game to explain. We have a spear, shield, dual blade, great sword, blade, bow, gauntlets, and hammer. And I'm gonna pretty much use all of them in PvP. So it's not only I'm gonna, okay, spear is OP, I'm just gonna use a spear. No, it's not gonna work like that in here. So for example, in here, I'm gonna use a spear in the fight. I need to have the weapons on me every time I'm going to fight, because if I'm using a spear right now, I don't have the ability, but the F ability that everyone uses, the speed ability. If I don't have the spear, I cannot use the spear ability to be faster. I'm not going just into really details, just comparing. I need the hammer ability to use the immunity. As you can see, I'm immune to any hit stun for 10 seconds. So I need to also use a hammer in PvP. I also can fight with it because it do a splash damage. I also need the dual blade to do DPS, especially with the fire. So I can have a fire weapon to fight with it, to do the most damage possible. But it's not really like, you need to combine it with the hammer. Then you're gonna do this, you can swap between weapons. I kinda need a great sword to be able to limp people so they cannot move, and then you're gonna switch again to kill them. I kinda need a bow to eclipse the guy, to remove his steel body so he can get hit stun to be able to kill him. And so on. I can use a one-handed sword to be able to get immune against bow. I can use gauntlets to stop enemy from healing. There is some abilities that I'm explaining. And I can use shield to be tanky or blocking ballista. So as you can see in this game, every weapon is kinda important, and you need to have them to be able to fight. But it's sadly in Conan Exile, it's not like that, the lag and everything, you're just gonna do a sprint attack, and just like that, it's not gonna be really interesting to kind of new players. So I don't know, if you want really a simple PvP that you're just gonna spam stuff and you just enjoy your day, you can choose Conan Exile. But if you want a mechanical, a skill-based PvP, you can go for Soul. For this part of the game, I'm voting for the soul mask for this one. Now we're going to the next section, that's gonna be the building system. So Conan Exile was pretty famous on building system, how people was enjoying the building system, because you have a lot of mechanical and a lot of pieces to build in Conan Exile, such as many DLCs, many pieces. I have rooftop, I have hatch frame, wall, half wall, triangle, anti-climb stairs, this ramp corner, so many building pieces that I can build such a beautiful base. But in other games it's not like that. So let's see a very obvious example. I'm just gonna start to build somewhere, and we're gonna see, and just I'm gonna compare a very small just Soulmask doesn't have it. So for example, I just want to build an uneven ground, a foundation. Okay, so if I go here, my foundation going into the mesh, how I'm gonna rise up my foundation? Okay, you just build another one on top of it and you continue, and on top of it and on top of it. You can keep go on, and you can build the base you are looking for. This is very small example, but in Soulmask you can see that for example, in an uneven ground, if I want to build, you see my foundation going into the ground, I cannot rise it. Like it's make it super hard. Of course I can build on top of it, but most of the time you cannot build, like I cannot rise the foundation as I can do in the Conan. For example, I can make a wall. You can see there is how many mechanical things you can do in this game. So I do a wall, I do a foundation, like a bit. You can see you can rise the foundation on the wall. Then I do another wall. You can just rise the foundation, then remove the last pieces. So I just make like foundation rise up, sticking like exactly lined up with my last foundation. In Soulmask you definitely cannot do that, because it doesn't allow you either. If I remove the snapping, I can rise it, you can see, but it's not gonna be lined up, it's gonna be ugly. You can see it's gonna be a space between it that I don't really like. In Soulmask, if I want to show you the building pieces, this is all the building pieces you're gonna have. You have just windows, ceiling, foundation, pillar, stairs, door, frame, wall, and just roof. That's much it, and just the barrier as well. But the whole Soulmask PvP building is related and summarized into barrier. So the more barrier you stack around your base or the entrance, the safer is the base. I'm not gonna get into that the details so much. I just gonna explain you in Soulmask. You just don't have the creativity to build too much. You just spamming barriers. So the building base on the ground not gonna be really good, because enemy can fly, or enemy can use an elephant to jump on top of your wall and you're pretty much wiped. So there is not much caves around this space. It's just one or two small cave that it's not even buildable for PvP. It is buildable, I mean it's not really good to build. So your only option gonna be build a base on top of a pillar. So that's one way to go. Zero creativity, not many options to build good stuff. But in Conan Exile we can see that I have hundreds of stuff. I can make beautiful pyramids. I can use different DLCs, pyramid DLCs. Right now I don't have DLCs on this account. You can make a lot, village, castle. I mean it's more related to PvE, but for PvP, if I want to example, you have many caves in the game to build. You have, for example, barracks to build inside. You can stack a lot in this space. Just use the triangle method. You don't have triangle method in Soulmask, because the walls have 8k HP and they're getting destroyed by 3 or 8 bombs or something like that. So you can see you can build a base inside this. You can build a base inside the cave. You can build a base on a pillar, in volcano, in snow. There is a lot more to do here. You can even stack gate frames here sideways to repair. This is a lot more options to do for PvP in Soulmask to me. A lot more creativity to do. For example, the triangles spam made with doors, 140k walls. a lot. You don't have like these bazaar items. If I'm gonna show, there is a lot for the. I don't agree with these bazaar pieces, like to get this ceiling that you can look through the ceiling that is pay to win. The guy who makes the ceiling on Aqueduct or on Kravis or on the bases that you can repair gives you advantage to see what enemy doing. It's way easier to repair. This is pay to win, so I don't agree, but it's okay if it was a way to do it with the quest. But in Soulmask, you do not type for this section for building. For sure, I give it the point to Conan Exile. I think the building stuff needs a lot to go on Soul. It needs a fix. The number 3 section that we're gonna talk about is the biggest problem gonna be the cheaters, hackers, and bugs and glitches. If you're gonna talk, let's talk about Conan because it's more famous on this subject. So if you want to talk about the glitches, bugs, and lag or cheaters, there is a lot to go in Conan Exile. Like there is a lot of cheaters. For first of all, you can see a lot of cheaters in officials, even in private servers. Mesh, a lot of mesh bases you can build in a lot of locations. I don't really like that part of Conan when you can even when you lagging, you can't even fight everyone teleporting. It's not really nice to combine with this stuff that we already talk about it. But if we want to compare it to the Soul Mask, I didn't see personally myself after like 3 to 4,000 playtime specifically a cheater. I heard about them really few. There are few cheater. I'm not gonna say there is none. Of course every game have cheater, but not as much as Conan Exile. So cheaters are very few in this game. Bugs and glitches not gonna rate high as well compared to a fresh game that is not even released. The version 1.0 is pretty soon coming, that I'm really excited as well, but it's not up yet, so the game should have some bugs, but because the game is not over yet. But compared to Conan that is out there for years, 5, 6, 7 years, have less bugs and glitches to me. For the part 3, I'm gonna give it again to Soulmask, so Soulmask is 2 to 1. And the last part that I'm gonna explain pretty much that it's the most important to me, that's the actually reason I switched the game and kind of play Soulmask more and I enjoyed it more, is the Thrall management and the sorting system in this game. So the devs did very wonderful job on how you can sort the boxes over. So let me show you what I mean actually. So as you can see, I made some boxes. For example, we are imagining this is my base. I have a chest for plants, a chest for minerals, a chest for building, and these chests are not sorted, so I can pretty much put every item in this box, a hammer and a foundation. But if you want to label the box, you just pressing the option and you can label the box for tools, for example. So it can only go tools in this box. This sorting system, I would love to have seen this sorting system in every survival game because it makes the life way easier. I don't need to spend 5 hours in the game to just sort the items I farmed or just sort the item I raided a player. So for example, I come here on building and I press G. The game just realized I have these pieces in my inventory related to building that can go into this chest, so it makes the sorting pretty easier. But there is another way you can rename this chest to sort, and then you're gonna tell an NPC name of this chest to sort it, so the NPC sort for you. I'm just gonna put everything in this chest, building, bandage, arrow, everything, and the NPC will just take all and sort into all these different categories. That is making a wonderful job on spending and on saving my time to rather do more important things than sorting in the base. For example, if I'm gonna explain a little bit more into Soulmask, also sorting a management system in NPCs, the NPCs will farm for you everything. They're gonna farm wood, stone, fiber, everything that is around the map that it's count as a basic stuff. NPC will farm for you. You don't need to farm like Conan Exile the basic items. NPC will build for you, NPC will sort for you, NPC will craft for you, NPC will move the stuff to the benches and craft for you. It's a lot of stuff that NPC can manage in this game that we're gonna talk about it now, how it looks in Conan Exile. NPC don't do anything for you. So that's the first of all. So we're gonna talk now about Conan. So while the NPCs are not doing anything for you, they even changed the NPC to from stationary to static. Like the NPC doesn't even, you cannot even take it to your inventory to like save it if you're getting raid or run around. They just count as a fighter NPC. They become more useless in the game. I don't know why they even did that. So worker NPCs kinda scuffed right now in Conan. They only doing the crafting for you with the higher bonuses. That's pretty much it. They managed to add the golems into the game that they could farm for you some fiber and wood, but after a week they would farm for you maybe 300 fiber. That it's completely useless to me. That the golems also die in 2 star metal arrows. So I don't know what was the purpose of adding that in even into the game when it's so useless. So they wanted to add a system, a passive farm system with golems, but it didn't really work. So they just, as often, they just forget about it and stopped developing it, I guess. NPC, there is no management. They added a new sorting system. If I want to show it right now, let me see if we can show it pretty easily over here. So if I have, like for example, 2 chests over here. If I have in this chest, for example, let's see, if I have 5 bricks in this chest and I want to sort my inventory, I just press over here quick stack. So it only moves the bricks in my inventory into the box. If I do double Q, it moves everything. So I still doesn't count this as a good sorting system because I still need to go in every chest and look up and see. For weapons, it's gonna be very hard to sort because if this katana is a star metal, next katana is, for example, a steel katana or a scepter katana, it doesn't stack up because the game doesn't realize it's the same type of weapon. It's not gonna sort it into the chest. You just need to do it manually, especially with the armor pieces and blah blah everything. So the sorting system, 1 out of 10 in Conan. The Thrall management, 0.25 out of 10. It's very, very, very bad. So in this system, again, in the part, I think 4 it was, we give it again to the Soulmask. That's gonna be the winner of the video as well, because everything about this game is kinda higher rating as we talk about it and showed it exactly. Just the building system, if they work more on it, especially when there is a new map coming to the game that's gonna be more maybe building spots and system. The map is quite huge, but it still needs some work to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thank you guys for watching. For the next video, if you have anything in mind, make sure to put it down below in the comments. See you guys in the next video.